And I want to talk about one more thing before we wrap up. So my sourdough is gardening, as you know, hence the name Mind Bloom, the very rational and intellectual aspect of me, and then the bloom of it all. And I discovered this beautiful thing that bread also blooms. And not metaphorically or anything, like it is a term
It
in
is a thing.
baking. Yeah. So
Yeah. So
tell us more.
yeah. So basically, it's very important when you make bread slash, and excuse the pun, slash sourdough, that you score the dough before you put it in the oven, because the scoring or the cutting
Yeah.
of the surface of the dough is what helps the dough rise and literally bloom like this and open up. It's literally the opening and the rising of the bread. Some people don't score, and then sometimes the bread, nothing happens to the dough. Other times the dough is like totally agitated and like sort of like bursts right through the roof and has its own crazy score pattern. But that's very important in bread baking, is to create a bloom so the bread can develop the way it needs to develop. And that's sort of parallel to what I've been saying, that I score bread, but it's really, again, all these parallels are just mind not mind blooming and mind boggling. um, I score myself. I'm actually scoring myself when I make sourdough, because I'm allowing myself to bloom and to grow and to get bigger and really thrive. So I find the parallel quite compelling.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a bloom, the bloom of the bread.
And may I add, it is a controlled bloom, right? Because it bloom, the baker knows where the bread's going to bloom through the
That's
cut.
okay. Well, so that's very interesting. Technically, and probably in many to most cases, it's a controlled bloom, but sourdough has a mind of its own, just like we all do. And sometimes you score it and you're like, oh yeah, this is going to be like the best score I ever did. And when you look in the oven, it's like, oh my God, what the hell? And it's this crazy thing. I mean, and it's not exactly what you planned, but when you take it out of the oven, it's still amazing, because it just like said, screw you, I'm doing my own thing.
Right.
So we can't always depend on the score. I mean, yes, in many to most cases, it's going to go along the lines of what we intended, but that's sort of like life. There is nothing 100%, and it's actually pretty cool to have agency, but then to see what other possibilities there are out there. This is not cookie cutter stuff. None of this is. So, folks, if you see Instagram photos with a perfect bloom or a perfect score, well, that was that moment. Yeah. But for every photo that you see that is amazing and perfect and just like, picture book stunning, I bet you anything that baker has not posted all the dozens of photographs of blooms that did not go the way he or she wanted them to go. So that's just a reflection of life. It works out or it doesn't work out. And if it doesn't work out, like I said before, it doesn't matter. That's why bloom is great. But if one bloom doesn't work out, then you go to the next one.
Yeah.
And you enjoy there's no bad bloom, but I'll call it a bad bloom. You enjoy the bad bloom because you're eating it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Just put on, cheese and stuff, and you won't even notice it anymore.
No, because it's just the how it looks outside. The yumminess is still there.
Oh, these parallels are so delicious. Let's just circle back to the double mastectomy and the aesthetic flat closure. that at the end of the day, while looking good and feeling good about how you look is very important, what should not go, let's say, undiscussed or unmentioned is how we feel about ourselves inside. Because no matter what you look like on the outside, if you don't feel good about yourself on the inside, it has no meaning anymore. The significance has really dropped. So I don't know, I feel like flat is wonderful, and all these options are wonderful, but at the end of the day, what's really wonderful is when after this experience, this horrible experience, we come out of it on the other side and we're feeling really good about who we are. Because that is, you cannot get more basic than that. And I think that's the blessing for women, to feel good about who they are, and to know that whatever decision they make is because is one that they have made based on all the information that's important to make that decision, and then to find that gravity within oneself. Like, this is my decision. I'm really happy about it, and I'm going to be the person I am. So I wanted to say one thing more.
Yes,
I told you my 15 minutes have long passed.
we're on episode 3 of the 4.
Oh my God, we're definitely you're season 10. I did want to, this is sort of a plug, but plugs are good. I wanted to mention International Flat Day.
Yes, please.
Because it is intended to be an event for all flat women, an inclusive event to promote flatness, awareness about the flat option, and also to promote awareness of awareness of the, let's say, the risks of breast mound reconstruction, because as I said, it's important to have all the facts before you make a decision that's right for you. And this International Flat Day was launched last year by 2 of my colleagues, Christy Avila and also Robin Tout. Christy is on the board of Not Putting on a Shirt, and Robin is an advocate with the Breast Implant Safety Alliance. And they wanted to create something that was similar to, I think, breast implant. Now I'm going to screw this up. She's going to kill me if I get it wrong. It was something parallel to awareness about breast implant illness. So it was really a mechanism to create global awareness about this option, plus educate women. And so we're on our 2nd year. It's on October 7th. And basically, what is going to happen is, well, there are a lot of different events, but one of the events is to organize a walk wherever you live with other flat women across a bridge. So the bridge being very symbolic.
Yes.
We did this last year in different communities in the United States, and now we want to bring it across the globe, and also have women women who are flat pin their location on a virtual map.
Right.
So we can really see where flat on the map is. Make it a visual experience, and a tactile experience. So I would just say to folks, if you're curious, to go to, and you're on Facebook, go to the International Flat Day IFD page, which will give a lot of information on this day. And let's see, what was the other plug I wanted to say? Why it was October 7th. I think that's always important. Symbolism is great. Apparently, that is the day of Maat, M-A-A-T, who was an Egyptian goddess who stood for truth and justice. And
there you go.
that is our mission. That is our mission. We want for women and women's health issues, truth and justice, and the ability to give informed consent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we go full circle with that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
This was awesome, beautiful, amazing. It bloomed all around. We're just going to go on.
It bloomed your mind.
It bloomed my mind. I had my notes. I was, what's the word again? Cutting my bread. It didn't work out. It went, my sourdough went everywhere.
That's right. That's right. Well, you made the cut.
It made the cut. I tried. No.
This was a fantastic job.
We talked about everything we wanted and we had discussed earlier. This was awesome. It's just going to be a whole series. We're just going to call it the Devorah series.
Yeah, well,
7 episodes.
That's right. That's so funny because, Kim has always joked with me. She's like, you got to do TED Talks. All right. Well, I don't know if I can literally squeeze that 25th hour out of the 24-hour day. Yeah, maybe I would. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
This was beautiful. Thank you so much. And you're always welcome. You can always come back. Always.